Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 22 rebuild. In today's episode, we're doing a realistic rebuild of the Chicago Bears. Just letting you know, this is my third time trying to record this, so I would really appreciate it if y'all liked and or subscribed. Just gonna mention that right off the bat. I hate to throw that in the beginning of the video, but it's been really irritating so far. But I am gonna be loading in real draft class rosters from this upcoming draft in the 2022 draft, so do note that I am trying to make it as realistic as possible. But overall, guys, apart from that, it is time to get into the team. So this is the overlook of the team. Obviously, we have Justin Fields here as our number one QB, and hopefully he can produce for us. We have three running backs. Damian Williams and Tariq Cohen probably have to go, not gonna lie. Allen Robinson is a beast. Darnell Mooney is Jalen Ramsey's dad, and looking at it tight end position-wise, Cole Kmet, I'm definitely going to start. O-line is looking decent because of Tevin Jenkins. I wanted the Ravens to draft him in the first round, but we got Jason Away and Rashad Bateman anyways. Defensively is the strong suit of this team. We got Khalil Mack attack here coming off the edge. The defensive line with Akeem Hicks, Eddie Goldman, and Nichols is pretty good. Jalen Johnson is here. Desmond Trufant as well. He's pretty old, so I'm probably not going to keep him after the first year. And of course, Eddie Jackson at the free safety position. But Jalen Johnson, as I was mentioned before, I'm probably going to start him just because he's younger. I don't care if he's a slot. He's going to be the defensive back number one. I almost said wide receiver one. But Eddie Jackson, yeah, he's going to be a beast for this team as well. Overall, I like the defense, not the offense. So anyways, guys, time to get to the midseason. So before we get into this midseason, I'm just going to show you guys that I am importing a file from TFG right here, TFG 2022 draft. This is on the Xbox Series X if you want to get this draft class, if you do like it, what you see in this video. So I'm just noting that, just going to span through some of these players so that way I can get my worths of scouting points here and spam through this one again. And yeah, it seems pretty good to me. So if you guys know a way to get extra scouting points through the staff points, please let me know that as well, by the way. So let's get to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a win to the Buccaneers, which is surprising as we are 2-5. Not very good, as we were about to play the Niners. We have a breakout player here, but I'm obviously not going to worry about that. I'm just going to let the CPU deal with it. But a player never gets a breakout challenge or never completes a breakout challenge whenever the CPU does it, because the CPU sucks at what it does. So we're looking into the re-signings here. Allen Robinson, 90 overall, superstar development. Definitely want to up his salary and keep him on the team. And he is being a picky. I almost said picker for some reason. I don't know why. But looking into it, everyone else here except for James Daniels, I for sure want James Daniels back. And 77 overall star dev. I think that's a lower all than last year. And Nichols is here as well. 76 overall star dev, 76 with morale, 77 without it, as he re-signs with the team after I upped his salary. The Red Rifle is definitely not coming back on this team, but yeah, overall, I like what we have for this season going so far. And I'm actually going to get to the staff points real quick. I want to see what this is all about because I still don't understand most of it. We're going to confirm this here and I guess increase Lyman XP boost. I don't know what to do. This seems just like a glorified version of Coach XP, which really isn't that cool. I don't care about the staff people. Really don't seem to do much for me anyways. So it's time, guys, to get into the playoffs. And nope, get into the playoffs. Come on. There we go. Okay. So here we are in the playoffs coming off a loss to the Vikings. We did not make the playoffs, finishing 7-10. As you can see, we did not make the playoffs here in the playoff bracket. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's look into the stats for the year, the stats and awards. And looking into it, yikes, Justin Fields had a terrible rookie year. 27th best offense, 17th best defense. Justin Fields, 2,800 yards, 27 TDs, 18 interceptions. Dave Montgomery did great, 10 TDs, 1,200 yards. For Dave Montgomery, that's pretty good. Allen Robinson, almost 1,000 yards, 9 TDs. And looking at it defensively, Roquan Smith with 129 tackles for a loss, 21 for Akeem Hicks. Sacks, 21.5 for Khalil Mack attack. That has to be some sort of record. 2 interceptions for Roquan. Safeties is 1 for Akeem Hicks. Defensive touchdowns, 0. That has to be some type of record. He has to be within at least the top 10 for the most sacks in a season. Defensive sacks, 22 is the record, and Khalil Mack was half a sack away from tying the record. I think the actual record is 22.5, but for some reason, it just doesn't show up. So we're just going to leave it at that. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's move into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Packers in the Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes wins MVP. Mike McCarthy is the coach of the year. And other than that, guys, it is time to look into the roster to see if we have any development upgrades. And looking into the roster, Justin Fields only has star dev, as mentioned before. Dave Montgomery has superstar, which is awesome to see, as he kind of stole the show, honestly. I don't need Damian Williams or Tariq Cohen. And I can't put Tariq Cohen on the trade block here because obviously, the trade deadline has already passed, so we can't do that. And defensively, looking into it, Roquan Smith now has superstar dev, which is awesome to see. But defensively, I would have liked Jalen Johnson or maybe our strong safety to get star dev or something, to get like an up in dev, because right now they're not really the best. So anyways, guys, apart from that, we're going to move into the next week so that way we can see the retirements. And looking into the new retirements here, we are going to have, who is it? Come on. Okay, for some reason, my game is glitching out right here. Okay, the NFC, no, not the NFC East, not the South, come on. North, go to the North, there we go. Okay, so the Vikings, I am all over the place right now. I am so sorry about that, guys. But looking into the player negotiations here, Allen Robinson, he was being really, really picky before. So, looking into his contract, I'm going to up the salary once again. He even wanted more salary, so he resigns with the team finally. Akeem Hicks is just a no. 2 years is for sure a no. He won't resign if I give him 1 year. Yeah, Akeem Hicks is just a no. Damian Williams, no. Desmond Trufant is a no. Everyone here, just a no after that. I don't really like anyone else here. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is time to move into free agency. So here we are after free agency, and looking into it, we got Michael Gallup, as you can see, of course. We also have acquired Patrick Ricard at fullback, extremely cheap. Nobody was going after him, so I said, why not? It would increase the team's overall. And looking into special teams, we got J.K. Scott at punter. But that's really about it. So we mainly just got a receiver and two special teams players. So let's just move into the draft. Here we are in the draft, picking up a middle linebacker, Christian Harris, 74 overall hidden dev. We didn't need a linebacker, but at the same time, it's what was available. And now here we are in the second round, picking up Greg Easworth, the second, 70 overall hidden dev. And this is actually the third round, my bad. So looking into it, so this is what the team looks like after the draft. The offensive lineman class really wasn't that good other than the early first rounders. So there wasn't really too much to pick up there. But defensively, we have improved tremendously just because these two star development players are now on the team. And we still need DBs really badly because even though we did get a new strong safety, our defensive back group is really, really weak. So, other than that, guys, it is time to move into the midseason mark. So hopefully we can actually produce something. Hopefully Justin Fields can do it this year. Let's get to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are coming off a bye week, and we are 2-4 this time. Not much better than last year. As the Packers are 5-1, we're about to face them this week. So looking into it, apparently there is a controversy with Michael Gallup, I guess. I really don't care. Can I skip this? Yes, I can skip this. So, I'm just going to skip that. I could care less about what Michael Gallup has to say because I'm not going to be playing the games. This is just franchise simulation. So, looking into the managed staff right here. Where am I going? No. Go to player negotiations. I am way too all over the place during this rebuild. Roquan Smith. Definitely want to re-sign him. He's Roquan Smith, dude. He's insane. Absolute beast. Offer submitted. Really, Dave Montgomery. I don't want to up his salary, but I feel like I have to do it anyways as he resigns. Riley Ridley is no, and everyone else here is a no. I just need Roquan Smith to resign. I guess I'll pick him up in the offseason. So anyways, guys, other than that, we're going to be looking into the lineup real quick, and I really quickly just want to look at Nick Foles so that way I can cut him. And I don't want that contract on my team. Get him out of here. I saw him there, and I was like, that's probably what's taking up a bunch of our cap room. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, and as you guys can see, we actually made the playoffs, actually making it into the third seed somehow. I don't understand how we made the third seed, considering we were 2-4 at the midseason. We finished 11-6 somehow. Okay. That's interesting. Justin Fields stepped up this year. Very good overall. Well, actually pretty solid. 9th best offense, 21st best defense. Makes no sense. 3,500 yards, 32 TDs, 10 interceptions. Dave Montgomery popped off. He's really stealing the show. Allen Robinson did great. 1,000 yards, 5 TDs. Michael Gallup was meh. Greg Easworth, or whatever, had the most tackles. Tackles for a loss, 13. 18 sacks for Khalil Mack attack. 5 interceptions for Jalen Johnson is amazing. Safeties on the team is 0, and defensive touchdowns is 1 for Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson looks like he had a breakout year this year. Probably will get superstar dev, and looking into it, we're just going to simulate to the next week. We're not going to play the wild card, and we're not going to play the divisional as we beat the Panthers. Let's see if we can beat the Buccaneers to move on, and we do. Here to face the Seattle Seahawks to see if we can move on to the Super Bowl. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's jump into this game against the Seattle Seahawks to see if we can move on to the Super Bowl. And here we are against the Seattle Seahawks in overtime, 31-31. Gonna play the key moments so that way we can see it step by step. And we are actually driving down the field in the red zone. Third down alert once again. We're actually gonna score, and that's gonna end out the game. We're gonna win. Here we are in the Super Bowl here to face the Jacksonville Jaguars, as we are both 11-6, which is awesome to see. So we are going to look into our roster to see what is happening. Okay, so we're going to look into a roster to see if anyone got a dev up. Offensively, I wish Dave Montgomery got an X Factor. That would have been cool, but he did not. But looking into it, hold up. Why is Cody Whitehair my second string center? Don't do that. Okay. Defensively, now we are looking into it. Okay, Christian Harris only has star dev, which is okay, and Greg Easworth only has star dev as well. And looking into it defensively, Jalen Johnson does get superstar dev, which is amazing to see considering our DB group is extremely thin. So anyways, guys, apart from that, we are going to play this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, or we'll not play it, but watch the simulation. So anyways, guys, let's get into it. Here we are against the Jacksonville Jaguars, as it is 13-16, and what just happened? We lost. I know that wasn't a lot of gameplay to show, but I started the recording way too late. The simulation was going way too fast, and Trevor Lawrence wins the Super Bowl 16-3, and Gardner Minshew is still on the Jaguars. Dang it. I didn't think, okay, EA doesn't update their roster. Gardner Minshew should be on the Eagles, not the Jaguars. But this is a cool new Super Bowl celebration. I've never seen this one before. It looks like EA finally updated it. So let's just move into the offseason. Here we are in the offseason. Obviously, while we lost the Super Bowl, not really the best thing, but Alvin Kamara did win league MVP. Mike McCarthy won back-to-back Coach of the Year. CJ Henderson won Super Bowl MVP. I don't think it shows you the Super Bowl MVP. So that's why I didn't really show it to you in the Super Bowl. So anyways, guys, we're going to see the 2022 retirements. And looking into the NFC North, Aaron Rodgers finally retires. That might make the division just a little bit easier for us, just maybe. We already looked into the roster, players to negotiate. I think we need to look into that. So let's do that now. Don't need that guy. Roquan Smith, again, I do want him back, but he keeps being really picky about his deal. Up the salary and up the bonus by a crap ton, and he finally resigns with us. So he was being pretty picky, and we're actually running thin on cap room because of these contracts that I'm handing out. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's get into free agency. So I know I said we're running thin on cap room, but we actually weren't. I thought we were running a lot more thin, but we got Jamel Dean and Sean Murphy-Bunting, both from the Buccaneers in free agency. Massive pickups. Now let's get to the draft. Here we are in the draft, picking up a center, 75 overall, hidden development. I'm just going to move him to left guard or right guard. Doesn't really matter to me inside. But we also got a left tackle. I'm going to move to right tackle, and we have completed this offensive line. Absolutely love what we did in this draft. Now this offense is officially complete. Justin Fields has a very solid offensive line with a blocking tight end in Cole Kmet as well. Very great overall offensively. Defensively, I think we're overall good, only having 2 bronze players. I think this team is good. It's just really young and it needs to develop in terms of overall. And that's my only problem with it. But overall, I do like where we're at, and we already just made it to the Super Bowl last year, so let's just get to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Cowgirls as we are on our bye week, as we are 4-3 actually, so that's pretty cool to see. Now looking into the negotiations, Jalen Johnson is definitely a name that I do want back after having that kind of a breakout season last season. Up the salary, and he resigns. Eddie Goldman is no. Darnell Mooney, I think I'll just give him a contract. I mean, I don't necessarily need him because I have Michael Gallup, but he's going to re-sign with the team. Cole Kmet and 82 overall star dev. Of course, I want him back. He's our only tight end. That was actually relatively cheap. Tariq Cohen is a for sure no. I should have traded him whenever I had the chance, and everyone else here is just a no for me. So apart from that, guys, I'd say it's time to see if we can make another Super Bowl run and get into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, and as you can see, we did not make the playoffs somehow. Going from Super Bowl contenders to not making the playoffs. It sounds a lot like the Eagles. So anyways, guys, looking into the stats, Wow, he actually had a better season than last season, but still, he's getting low on passing yards. 21st best offense, 24th best defense makes no sense. 3,200 yards, 35 TDs, 13 interceptions. David Montgomery, 12 TDs, 1,000 yards. Allen Robinson, meh year. Eddie Goldman, 14 tackles for a loss. Khalil Mack, only 8.5 sacks, down year. Roquan Smith had 6 interceptions, though. Probably will be an X factor. And 1 safety, 0 defensive touchdowns. Not really the best season. That's all I can really say. Going from Super Bowl champions to 4-3. Let's get to the offseason. Here we are in the offseason as the Saints barely beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and the Saints won the Super Bowl without, who was it? Drew Brees. Why did I blank on that? Alvin Kamara wins league MVP once again. And looking into it, boys, we are going to look not into the franchise staff, but into the adjust lineup, so that way we can see if anyone has an upgrade. Sorry for being all sporadic today, but our offensive line is all star development. Wade Cook is star development, and Carlos Cruz is star development as well. Very great offensive line for, why am I blanking so bad? Jamel Dean has superstar dev. Great offensive line for Justin Fields. Holy, I cannot keep myself together this video. I'm sorry for any Bears fans watching and they just can't get through this video. But looking into the retirements to see if we had any for this team. Nope. Rob Gronkowski retires on the Packers. That's interesting. But okay. So we're going to be going into our 4th and final season of this rebuild to see if we can actually win the Super Bowl. Eddie Goldman is a no. Tariq Cohen is a no. If he takes that, no, he doesn't take that. I'm not going to sign him. I'm not going to tag him. I'm not going to franchise tag Eddie Goldman. So I tried to lowball him, didn't get it. Let's just move on to free agency. I'm glad I didn't get Eddie Goldman because we got Fletcher Cox now. We don't need him. We got Justin Tucker as well, the best ever, and Josh Sweat at right end. So we had a great free agency. I'm pretty sure we just drained all of our money, but let's hit the draft. Here we are on the draft, picking up a edge rusher just on the other side of Khalil Mack because it's the only position we need. 74 overall, normal development, not really the best overall. But looking into it, this is the overlook of the team for the 4th and final season. Amazing offense and amazing defense. 3 superstars, 2 superstar X factors. Only one's bronze player, one's bronze starting player on this entire team. We have J.K. Scott at punter and Justin Tucker at kicker, so only 1 bronze player. Here we are at the midseason mark, coming off a loss to the Indianapolis Colts as we are 3-4. Bro, how is this team a 3-4? We're an 87 overall, probably the highest overall in the entire league. Khalil Mack, Eddie Jackson, Justin Fields. We do not need to re-sign any of the players because just like every season in the final season, it is the final season, so we don't need to worry about it. So let's get to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, and we didn't make the playoffs, coming off a loss to the Titans, finishing 8-9. How does that make any sense? We probably had the best overall in the league. Let's look at the stats. Justin Fields did worse than last year, a little bit worse. 20th best offense, 16th best defense. Justin Fields was honestly a disappointment this rebuild. It was not that great. David Montgomery stole the show, 14 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. Allen Robinson almost 1,000 yards, 10 TDs, pretty good season. Roquan with 136 tackles for a loss, 16 for Fletcher Cox, sacks, 13 for Fletcher Cox, and 10 sacks for Khalil Mack, interceptions, 3 for Sean Murphy Bunting, safeties, 0, and defensive touchdowns is going to be 0. So, this was an unsuccessful realistic rebuild, but at least we made the Super Bowl. It's not something that some Bears fans can say every day, but overall, not a bad rebuild. I like what we did with the team. Justin Fields was an extreme disappointment, I'm not going to lie. He had like 1 decent season, then that was kind of about it for him. And then, built a really good team. Just Justin Fields couldn't perform, and that's about it. So anyways, guys, I thank you guys all for watching this. Let me know which team you'd like me to rebuild next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.